Resident Evil Village comes out in just one day, so the reviews are out now. A lot of the different companies have been talking about their impressions and review of the game so far. So we're gonna go ahead and look right into it. This is Kudo. Welcome to my room. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. So in order to look at the Resident Evil reviews, we're going to be looking at a couple different things here, such as the Metacritic, as well as some of the YouTube videos that I've seen so far. So overall, looking at the Metacritic, it's actually sitting at a solid 84. That's actually not bad at all, considering the Resident Evil games don't usually peak around higher than 80. It's really hard to see any Resident Evil kind of go above an 80, probably a 90, but it's really rare to see that. So looking at an 84 is actually pretty good. It's actually ranked at the moment as 11th best PlayStation game of the 2021 so far. So it looks like it's good so far. As far as that, I don't know, when looking at the review itself or the scores itself, it sits kind of where I was looking at. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Look at some of the reviews here. Let's see what's going on here. B Game says Resident Evil Village is a love letter to old and new fans of the series, while including style puzzles of their old games and newer action aspects of the series. Right now, this is my favorite game in the series, and Capcom might need to reinvent themselves in order to stay relevant even when they reach their 30th anniversary. So that's interesting perspective right there. I see where they're coming from based on everything that I played so far, and based on almost the reviews. I think that's exactly how it's well put. I think that this is a good game where it goes back to the series, to a lot of the more scary aspects. Some of the reviewers, for example, Sphere Hunter, mentioned that the castle itself basically feels like the mansion from Resident Evil 1, with a lot of different puzzle aspects where you have to find keys and a lot of that horror aspects of the series that is already well known for. But then as you move forward to the other later parts of the game, the game becomes more action packed with more enemy variety and a lot of different kinds of weapons and customization and that kind of stuff. So it pretty much sounds to me like they took a lot of the aspects from Resident Evil 7, 4 and the original 1, 2 and 3 and just kind of merging into something different. It does sound like it's trying to kind of appeal to both new gamers and obviously the old fans that have been in the series for some time. So it does look like a lot of that kind of stuff in a lot of the different aspects here. Looking at some of the lower ones, for example, Video Gamer gave it a review here of a 50, which is interesting. Josh Wise from Video Gamer, which actually don't know much about this series here or about the this journalist itself, but he in here says reaching the craze, I sat back exhausted and disappointed where the series has ended up. I think we'll have to read more about his stuff. The bizarre fusion of folklore here is, though, the director who wrote the previous game whipping up a thrilling new strain of chills. Although the piling monster upon monster will result in a mounting horror. If you have seen the trailers or played numerous demos, you will be aware of Heisenberg and Mother Miranda. And I guess he's just trying to talk about the different stuff here. Yeah, it does. I don't see why he has such a negative review. I'm looking at everybody's and it doesn't. There's a lot of 90s here. Metacritic. Destructoid says, I don't think Resident Evil Village is going to be very divisive per se. I suspect their reaction will generally be positive, but it's going to definitely spark some conversations on how it stacks up back to the current darling Resident Evil 7. It has a long hill to climb to the success financially. So, yeah, I guess a lot of the stuff is comparing basically Resident Evil Village to the previous games, which obviously when you're at the 8 entrance main line, if you want to say it, and there's just all these other games to look at, it's just kind of just hard to see one game in within like all the other massive games that are already out there. A lot of 80s, for example, IGN Spain says Resident Evil Village tastes new while still exuding the aromas of its essence. It manages to explore terror through new settings while compiling different approaches to build video games that, while tending towards action, does not forget puzzle exploration and tension typical to the saga. All this with a top of technical aspects and an interesting plot that manages to be significant in a macro plot of its fiction. So that's really interesting here. It does mention, without saying spoilers, that at the end of the day, this is a Resident Evil game, and it does go back to the roots of Resident Evil in some aspects, I guess, story-wise, plot-wise, which I guess is one of the things that a lot of people are concerned about, which is basically just kind of seeing what, how is this going to connect to the original games and everything. So I guess IGN Spain confirms here that it does kind of connect to the plot of the overall series. So that's awesome. Again, a lot of these reviews really say the same kind of stuff. It does have a lot of this horrifying horror game and action-packed shooting experience. A lot of people are just saying basically the same kind of stuff. So honestly, every review that I heard and everything that I've seen so far does make it seem like this is gonna be a worthy entrance of the series. It's gonna be matching up the experience of the previous games in a lot of aspects. So everything that I heard so far is very positive, and if it's not positive, it's actually not really negative to it will make me disappointed or anything like that. So that's pretty much what I wanted to hear. It sounds pretty good so far. I heard some negatives, but it's nothing major, nothing that sounds like it will be disappointing, or I don't think anybody will be really annoyed or upset at this game. But yeah, that's pretty much in this video here, just talking about the reviews overall. I want to leave a link in the description if you guys want to read through all of the different reviews here in Metacritic and everything. And again, I'm just excited for the next games. I think that they've been doing a great job, and I think they're going to continue to do a fantastic job moving forward. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this, guys. If you're new, consider liking and subscribing. Keep an eye here, notifications, because I will be streaming Resident Evil Village when it comes out. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.